so on. And my job this year really is trying to keep, he is our #1 rider at the minute. Paul's learning the bike, and I desperately want to keep him happy with the team and the bike, and just keep moving in positive routes, if you like.
You probably have the most difficult job out of the team managers as far as your #1 rider is concerned, because Steve Hislop is extremely fast. He's got a beautiful style on a motorcycle, and there's no doubt about it, he can win races. But there is always, as I think we've just heard then in your slightly guided and guarded conversation, he's a little more fragile than maybe one or two of the other men, given his age and experience, and he really needs to be kept on the pace. How are you going to achieve that this year?
Well, you know what these eccentric people are like, they're borderline, and how happy he is unbelievable. And the timing is so right for him. This bike suits him so well. It suited Neil, and I'm pretty sure the development we've done through the winter and what we've promised this year with the factory, this bike would have really done well with Neil as well. But he's the guy on it, and he's enjoying every time he rides the bike. He's enjoying it. And I think that's the key to it, really. I mean, the whole team gets on well. It's always gone on well. That's been one of the things with our secret to our success. I think the team works well with the rider. It communicates really well. There's never been two teams inside one, if you like. There's no egos apart from mine.
Coming next, Carl Fogarty talks about the British Superbike Championship. The one man who knows more than any other how to win a World Championship or a British Championship is Carl Fogarty. Carl, the British Championship is now at its strongest point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, I think, one of the strongest in the world. I think only Japan and America will rival it, to be honest, pumping out like a competitive series and good riders.
Top machines as well. I mean, you're a little bit jealous about that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's incredible how it's changed, you know. When I was a privateer, you know, I won a World Championship race and my bike was a mile off the best one out there. Now, the sort of bikes that like Neil, the two Neils are riding, and the Red Bull team, they're just almost identical to my bike. So they've got bikes as good as ours, and not only, you know, capable of winning British Championship races, but even World Championship races.
Does it annoy some of your rivals when they come into a World Championship meeting at, say, Donington Park or Brands Hatch, and suddenly there's a few British riders right in amongst them? Yeah,
but I guess it does, but that's credit to the British guys for putting on a good show. I mean, I have to put up with that sort of problems in America and Japan, and so you kind of change around every circuit we go to, but yeah, the British guys, Donington's a bit of a specialist circuit, and so is Brands, so they tend to put on a very good show there, and you know, like Chris Walker last year, I think, got a 4th place in Donington, so it's pretty good.
British Championship racing is very, very close, though, isn't it? It's real cut and thrust.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one out that's, you know, sort of head and shoulders above the rest. They all seem to swap around a lot, and racing's close because they're all about the same level, really, you know. But this year should be interesting. There's been a few of them swapping bikes, so it might take a few of them a while to settle down, really, and before you can either get going more quicker later on in the year, I guess, you know.
Any prediction who's going to take the championship this year?
Well, I was speaking to Neil last week in Misano, and I think having had a year back in Britain, it's probably just toughened him up, and he realises what he's got to do to win. He's got to be aggressive right from the start.
That's Hodgson.
Yeah, Neil Hodgson, yeah, and I think with a few of the other guys swapping machinery, I've got a feeling, sorry Chris, but I think Neil Hodgson will win it easy, to be honest. I think he might just walk it and make it boring, but I hope not. I hope it's exciting, because I enjoy watching it as well.
No prospect of Carl Fogarty coming back and having a British Championship race with the boys?
Absolutely no chance. There's no way you get me riding around them circuits. It's different completely to this level. So much different. You know, the circuits are very, very close, very tight. You've got to be very, very aggressive. And you know, I think Peter Goddard's gone back from Superbike, and he's in the British Championship this year. And I think he'll find it very, very hard, because the circuits and the aggression you need for that is something he won't be used to.
Coming from a man who is Mr. Aggressive, that's somewhat surprising.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know what it takes to do well in Britain, you know, and there's some riders who haven't got the aggression for it, and, you know, obviously I've had that over my whole career. And I think, like I said with Neil, I think he knows what he's got to do now. He's had a year on the bike and a year on the circuits in England, and with the other guys swapping bikes a lot, like Chris, Hayden, one or two of the others, I think he will win the championship this year. If I have to put money on somebody, I'll put it on him, with probably Chris Walker or John Reynolds pushing him fairly closely.
British Superbike Championship.
While Britain's finest were testing their machines in the sun, the new Harris Honda team was still waiting for delivery of the all-new SP1s. Not a great way to start the year for Shane Byrne and Sean Emmett.
How sick are you of people asking you when the bikes are going to turn up?
Well, yeah, it's getting fairly monotonous, that question, but obviously everyone's interested. It's a brand new bike, and anything Honda do is usually big and good, so yeah, it's a bit tedious, the question, but I think they're coming, they're leaving tonight actually, so they'll be here for the first race anyway.
What, leaving Japan?
Yeah, tonight, so we're going to have them just in time for Brands, which we don't have a lot of time for testing, maybe a day or two, but there's a lot of work to do and the mechanics are raring to go.
How comforting is it that Colin Edwards got on straight away and did quite well?
Obviously that's great news, because with a new bike you think he's going to struggle to get maybe in the top 10 in the first few, and he's topped the leaderboard at 2 tests now, so obviously it's a good package, and they're being very helpful to us, they're giving us loads of information on the chassis, so we're getting a bit of a head start, so hopefully it will all work out good.
Now Shane, we know a little bit about your background, you've done quite well quite quickly. How difficult is it for you to be under this pressure that Carl Fogarty's highlighted you to do well this year?
I don't know really. Team-wise, I'm not under no pressure at all. You know, the guys have said just go out, have some fun, and learn the bike, learn how to ride a superbike at all the tracks, because it's quite different riding a superbike to 600. So they've just said, go out, have some fun, and enjoy yourself. The fact that Carl's sort of looking out for me, that's good. But sort of no pressure as such from now. I just get on and do my thing, and hopefully it'll be good. So
you haven't been on a Honda at all yet then?
No, I did rev one outside of a shop the other day, but that's as close as I've come to riding, unfortunately.
And this is your first professional outing on a Honda, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, I've been racing 10 years now, and I've never ever raced a Honda, so that's the first, and hopefully it'll be a good thing.
Well, a natural progression from a Vita in Ducati to a Vita in Honda, how do you think that's going to work out for you?
Well, obviously that should be to my advantage. I've had 3 years on the V-twins now, so I should know the characteristics of the engine and how it works, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be dead interesting actually, just to see what it's like compared to the Ducati, because that is the benchmark at the moment.
Well, great new bike for you to look forward to, and funky new hairdo as well to start the season with. Good luck to you both.
Thanks very much, yes, bye.
Neil Mackenzie and John Crawford.
Carl Harris is a good promise.
I think Neil Hudson will win it easy, to be honest.
I like Neil Mackenzie.
Well, that's it for our preview show of the British Superbike Series in 2000. We're still trying to work out who the hell's going to be a winner this year. Claire, any closer?
Not at all. It's wide open. There are a load of experienced riders out there, so who knows. But you know what, Keith? You've been around a long time, mate. I'll just stick with your age and experience.
She's right, I've been around a long time, and I'm still not going to commit myself. You'll have to wait until Brands Hatch next week. Bye for now.
See you then.